Okay, Doug, repeat your question. You just asked a great question about running the lease purchase business. Could you ask that again, please? I'm taping us.
Well, the question I asked was, what are some of your top mentees doing to achieve success in the rent-to-own lease purchase business?
Great question. What I do and what I train my mentees to do is to give good phone every day. What does that mean? I tell people very simply, you've got to set up a marketing machine so you have enough leads every day. Every day, I want tons of people to call. Leads, leads, leads. I want people who send me, go to my webpage and fill out a form. Buyers, sellers, investors, and professionals. These are the people who I can do business with in my lease purchase business. I need to have I need to have enough leads so either people are calling me and saying, "Hey, Claude, I need to get into a house. I need to get out of a house. I need to invest in a house, or I have clients who want to do a lease purchase and I don't know how to do it." I built a whole business and marketing plan around this lease purchasing like this. So every day I give good phone. Every day I make phone calls. Okay, right. And I always tell people, if you can make at least 5 phone calls a day, that's all I ask. And I know a lot of people are uncomfortable making phone calls, so that's why I made the gut system, because I'm always getting back to people. Hello, Mr. Barnes, Claude Diamond here. I've got your phone number on my desk. Why am I calling you, sir? Well, I don't know. You called me. Well, sir, I got your number here. This isn't about real estate, is it? Well, I have a property for sale. Oh, it's not still available, is it? Little redirection. Then I go into that whole dialogue, like you heard me do on the phone call before.
Yes.
I also want to attract people to call me, and I do this in a lot of different ways. I do the internet, of course. I have web pages and blogs where I offer incentives to people, free information. I offer free videos on YouTube, 3-4-minute videos on YouTube about how to do lease purchasing. And if you want more information, call me. I offer free newsletters, free CDs with videos on them. I have about 100 videos on YouTube. I use Google, Google AdWords. Which have links to several different web pages. I have one page called The Lease Purchase Times, which is my newsletter I've been doing for 13 years. Got a new issue coming out with articles about lease purchasing. So I'll put an ad in Craigslist. I'll put ads in Google AdWords, say Lease Purchase Times, free information, and then people can go and fill out the information on my webpage, and then we will email them the newsletter. We'll also put it in the mail. We still use mail here. It still works very well for us. So I have these links. I'm trying to attract people into my world. We call this virtual attraction marketing. It's worked very well. In the old days, we used to run expensive ads in newspapers and magazines and hang out signs and silly things like that. Today, we can sit here in our office and use the laptop. And so I might add also on Facebook, I have a social networking web page, if you will, about lease purchasing, about myself and gut sales training and business mentoring. And people go on there, and then from there they can link to my blogs and web pages and YouTube, or they can just directly call us. We want to invite people from the whole world. I have clients in Australia, South Africa. I just did business with a lady from Liberia in Western Africa. I have a gentleman from Singapore. I didn't even know Singapore was part of the southern tip of Malaysia. It's all through the web. My business exploded because I market this little sub-niche of lease purchasing to all these different people and entities. And I'm not spending a lot of money, very little money. So and I do other things too. So that's the virtual internet marketing. The other kind of marketing I do is more of the old school, but it works really, really well. I go to meet, I do a lot of public speaking. I speak at least 2 times a month. And I tell anybody, if you can speak once a month to a Chamber of Commerce, a Kiwanis, are you familiar with Meetup.com? I think I spoke to you about it.
Yes.
Meetup.com, every city has these lovely meetup.coms, and they people who meet up who after work want to get together and discuss real estate or sales training or personal motivation, and they get together. We just did one in Denver. There was something like 85, 90 people there. I got myself about 65 leads of people who are investors, want to be investors, have investment properties, want to get into a home, get out of a home. These are 65 people. Guess what I did with those people?
What's that?
Put them into my database, okay? I put them into MailChimp or Google Docs. I send them out iJot, EYEJOT video.
Right.
And I say to them, hey, I've got a newsletter on lease purchasing. I can help you do a deal. I can be the middleman in the deal. I can consult on the deal. And so I do this public speaking. I'll do a PowerPoint presentation. And I'll tell them, hey, here's a bunch of free information. And they sign up. And now I have 65 new people in my database who are pre-qualified. What would happen if I picked up the phone, God forbid, and call up these 65 people? It might take 2-3 days, or I might give it to my virtual assistant. What do you think will happen?
Well, obviously they're motivated, so I'm thinking they'll probably get involved with your program.
Well, some of these people, let's say 5% out of 65 people that I contact. What is that? 3.5 people. One guy's real short. No, I'm kidding. 3.5 people I am going to do business with. I am going to go to the Claude Diamond National Bank. So we got to use the internet, use the power of all these different entities that are so cost effective or free. But also, let's go back to public speaking is still a very powerful tool, and we can still do that. And between all this marketing, I spend at least an hour a day on marketing. I have all the leads I'll ever need. And then I use the gut sales method to personally contact these people. Now, we send them video emails. We send them regular emails. We put stuff in the mail in the first-class hand-addressed envelopes with newsletters and articles about it with a cover letter. And we do all this follow-up. And then the best thing is a regular phone call. Because when someone has that focus and intensity about doing something in real estate, nothing is better than a direct phone call. So in a nutshell, I did this real fast. It probably took about 8-9 minutes here. I've covered, this is all that I have to do to make my business hum and I am not kidding you, significant. We make more money sometimes in a day here than some people make in a year. I work very hard at this. It is not get rich quick. It is get wealthy slowly. It is hands-on. It is using modern technology, and it is using a little bit of old school and a lot of guts. A good phone, and that's how you make a lease purchase business hum. You like that?
Yes, and that's why I decided to go with you as a mentor instead of a lot of the sub mentors that are out there. I appreciate that.
That's very nice.
Train.
Thank you. Well, so. I've made. The only reason I really like mentoring is because I've made so many mistakes. My job is to shorten the learning curve. Because this is a great business, and it's been really good financially to me and my family. But the thing is, if you go out there and you make too many mistakes and you get frustrated, you get rejected, you waste a lot of money on a lot of phony baloney gurus who just keep giving you busy work but don't show you how to make phone. We make phone calls together like you and I just did.
Yes.
I mean, yes. I challenge any of my competition. Make phone calls with the people you're taking this money with. Show them how you do deals, if you really do, which is another topic for another day. Okay, but it's a great business. But we've got to do the things that get us to the bank today, because if we just go through the motions of all the busy work and and we get a lot of guru nonsense about running around and acting busy. We're kidding ourselves unless we're getting this stuff, man.
Right.
I mean, that's what we're in business. I'm in business to make money today, and I'm not ashamed of it.
Right.
That's what having your own business is about. It's that freedom and generating and if I make $1 today. I keep that $1 today, or Mrs. Diamond keeps that $1 today. Right. Secret to a happy marriage is make a lot of money.
I like the fact, Claude, that I can get on the phone and call you. And some of those other gurus, they don't give you access to the vault.
Why? Ask yourself why not. maybe this is a topic we shouldn't open up. But the thing is, if you're doing this business and you love this business and you're you're financially successful, why can't you take someone by the hand and show them? You can't just give people books or give them to some virtual coach in Salt Lake City or Florida who you're paying $9-10 an hour to and say, now teach these people how to do real estate. It's a waste of time and money. Maybe not for the guru, but for the student. And the student gets frustrated, and then they go to another guru and another guru. And the thing I always tell people is it doesn't have to be me, but find somebody who's doing it honestly, and is willing to be accountable to you and does answer their own phone. This sounds like a commercial almost instead of a coaching session. But I wouldn't be where I am today. And I'm a guy who believes in education, and I've gone to seminars and gurus. And if it wasn't for my one mentor, Max, being in the room with a guy who's doing it, right, really doing it, and seeing how he does it, and listening to the phone calls, and seeing how he lives. When you see someone who lives well, say, man, I said it a long time ago. That's what I want. Right. I used to be a delivery boy in New York City. I used to be, what was I? God, 13, 14, 15 years old. I used to work for a gourmet food store on 72nd and Madison in New York City. Very expensive, very exclusive gourmet store. And I used to go to some very famous people, the diplomats from the UN, politicians, movie stars, theater people. And I used to go in these unbelievably beautiful apartments and high-rises and the Pierre Hotel and the Plaza. And I saw how other people live. And I said, man, I want that someday in my life. Because I was just, I was just a delivery boy working for tips, And I saw these other people with this unbelievable wealth. And maybe that's a character flaw, but I wanted it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, you had vision.
I don't know if it's vision. Thank you. Vision's a much nicer word than I was thinking of the word greed. Okay, but I saw how the people lived, and I think. And I think one of my clients once said, money makes a good man better and a bad man worse. And I thought, gosh, that is the most profound thing I've ever heard. And I thought, gee, if you have money, you can reduce a lot of stress in your life. Right. Okay, I don't need 500 pairs of shoes and 18 Porsches in the garage. I don't need that much. What somebody once said to me, I don't want everything, I just want more. Right. But the thing is, you can live well, you can eat well, you can have the best medical, you can eliminate hassles in your life. When you go to the airport and you fly first class, they treat you a lot differently.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
when you have a Lexus, or we just got a new CTS Cadillac Lease, when you go into the dealership, they treat you different.
Exactly.
It's not like nothing wrong with a Hyundai, okay, great car, but they treat you different at the Cadillac or the Lexus dealer or the Mercedes dealership. Okay, right. I drive that car in. Hello, Mr. Diamond, can I get you a bottle of water, man? I love that. They didn't do that at the Honda dealership. Okay, right. Maybe they should.
Well, the way I've heard it was like this. Don't be a fan, be a player. Fans don't get paid, players get paid.
I like that. I also like don't be a spectator.
Right.
Do you ever see the spectators in the stands shoveling hot dogs down their throat and beers?
Yes.
And, $15 beers and $12 hot dogs and the thing is, be a participant. Life is too short to accept mediocrity, Max used to say. Right. He used to say, life is too short. And when you have enough money, you can be a generous philanthropic person. You can help other people, but you can help you and your family first. And sure. I think I'm going to end the tape on that high note.
Yes. Okay.